My name is Thomas Chase, and I'm Interim President and Vice Chancellor of the University of Regina. I want to acknowledge that the university is situated in Treaty 4 territory with a presence in Treaty 6, the ancestral territory of the Cree, Saulteaux, Dakota, Lakota, and Nakota peoples, and the traditional homeland of the Métis. One highlight of Convocation, and a tradition I am delighted we are continuing for spring 2021 in our virtual format, is the awarding of honorary degrees. An honorary degree is the highest distinction the University of Regina can bestow, and its acceptance brings honor both to the recipient and to the institution. The University of Regina began awarding honorary degrees in the spring of 1965, when we were still known as the University of Saskatchewan-Regina campus. The first recipient was the Right Honourable Lester Bowles Pearson, then Prime Minister of Canada. Dr. Pearson was the recipient of the 1957 Nobel Peace Prize, and someone who, through his public service, perfectly embodied what in 1974 would become our university motto, as one who serves. Since then, at each convocation, with the exception of spring and fall 2020 due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the university has conferred honorary degrees upon local, provincial, national, and international figures whose accomplishments and service to others are an inspiration to our graduating classes. Former Premier and father of Medicare Tommy Douglas, Saskatchewan Rough Rider legend and humanitarian George Reed, astronaut Roberta Bondar, and Lac La Ronge Indian Band Chief Tammy Cook-Searson. These are just some of the many inspiring people who over the decades have accepted honorary degrees from the University of Regina. And today, we add to that diverse and distinguished list. University of Regina alumnus Dr. Eric Grimson is a candidate for the degree of Doctor of Science, Honoris Causa, which recognizes outstanding achievement in the pure and applied sciences. I now ask Dr. Douglas Farinick, Dean of the Faculty of Science and Professor of Mathematics, to present Dr. Grimson and read his citation.
Thank you, President Chase. It is my honor to present to you Dr. Eric Grimson, honorary degree candidate. Dr. Grimson is among the University of Regina's most distinguished alumni, graduating with a Bachelor of Science, High Honors, and the Governor-General's Gold Medal in 1975, and becoming an internationally recognized expert in computer vision and medical image analysis. Dr. Grimson's exceptional professional career has been largely based at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, or MIT, where he currently is the Bernard Gordon Professor of Medical Engineering and Chancellor for Academic Advancement, after serving at MIT in a variety of roles including professorial appointments, artificial intelligence research, and Chancellor of MIT. Dr. Grimson also was active with the Harvard Medical School, providing lectures and courses on radiology. Among Dr. Grimson's impressive list of recognitions are Fellow of the American Association of Artificial Intelligence, Fellow of the IEEE, the Bose Award for Excellence in Teaching in MIT's School of Engineering, and the Longuet-Higgins Prize for Fundamental Contributions to Computer Vision. He holds honorary doctorates from Dalhousie University and University of Saskatchewan. And I would be remiss not to mention Dr. Grimson's Distinguished Alumni Lifetime Achievement Award at the University of Regina in 2011. In addition to his scholarly achievements, Dr. Grimson is widely recognized for advocating the role of research in an innovative ecosystem, which fosters innovation within and beyond a university's borders. Indeed, Dr. Grimson's own work is an extraordinary example of such innovation. He and his students and colleagues at MIT's Artificial Intelligence Laboratory have built systems that allow neurosurgeons to plan and execute minimally invasive surgeries. His team has also designed methods to measure changes in brain structures caused by diseases such as schizophrenia and Alzheimer's. Eminent Chancellor, I am honored to present to you Eric Grimson and ask you to confer on him the degree Doctor of Science, Honoris Causa.
Thank you, Dr. Farinick. Hello, I am Pamela Klein, your Chancellor for the University of Regina. I am pleased by the virtue of the authority vested in me by the legislature of this province and with the consent of the Senate of this university. I consent to admit you to the degree of Doctor of Science, Honoris Causa, and invest you with all the powers, rights, and privileges pertaining thereto. It now gives me great pleasure to present Dr. Eric Grimson, and I ask him to say a few words to our graduating students and university community.
Chancellor Klein, President Chase, members of the faculty, thank you for the honor you've bestowed on me. I'm humbled by this recognition, which means a great deal to me, given my personal roots in the province and my association with this university. Though it's been many years since I've lived in Saskatchewan, I still feel a strong link to the province. And I know that a critical stage in my own professional journey was the 4 years I spent on your campus. To the graduates of the class of 2021 and to your families and friends, congratulations. 46 years ago, I was sitting in your situation, waiting to have my degree conferred. And I remember my feelings from that time. Perhaps you'll recognize them yourselves. Anticipation. I was about to enter the next phase of my career, in my case, heading to MIT for graduate school. And I was already thinking ahead to new challenges and opportunities in front of me. Impatience. I remember thinking, I really just want to get my degree and get out of here and go celebrate with my family. Frankly, I was eager to move on to the next stage of my career. And anxiety. How is a kid from the prairies going to survive in Boston? How can I possibly compete with peers from, quote, better places like New York, San Francisco, Toronto, London, Beijing, who are better trained and more experienced? Why would anybody at MIT take me seriously? Most importantly, can someone from Saskatchewan possibly make an impact on the challenges facing his community, his region, his country, or the world? If you're feeling that uncertainty, that anxiety, that angst about being prepared to succeed, my answer to you is simple. Absolutely yes, you can make an impact. Why? Because in addition to the knowledge you've gained while here at U of R, you've also acquired skills that will help you tackle big challenges effectively. And those skills may be even more important than the knowledge you've acquired. Okay, so what skills? First, you can survive minus 40-degree cold and blinding blizzards, and you know how to jumpstart a car with a frozen battery, a handy skill. More seriously, you come from a culture of cooperation. My grandfather farmed near Mozart, a very rural part of the province. As he often told me, if you have a crisis in the middle of January, you really want to be on good terms with your nearest neighbor, who may be 2 miles away. And you want to pay it forward because you don't know when you're going to need help. That culture of cooperation permeates this province, and I know you understand it, at least at a subliminal level, if not explicitly. In today's world of complex challenges, climate change, energy needs, healthcare, educational shortfalls, interdisciplinary approaches, that ability to work cooperatively and effectively on teams, appreciation of alternative perspectives, these are critical. And thus, a natural background of cooperation is a tremendous asset. Third, you've learned to be critical and analytic thinkers. Your ability to solve problems is transferable. You may be leaving U of R today planning to be a computer scientist, a biochemist, an economist, an environmental engineer, a policy implementer, or a teacher. But 5 years from now, you may find yourself working as an entrepreneur in a startup in machine learning, or in the financial world doing data analytics, or as a program lead in a social service nonprofit, or running a small rural school. The knowledge you will need may change from what you know today, but the ability to frame and solve problems that you have gained here at U of R will remain the same. And by the way, a lifelong commitment to learning, especially in a world of MOOCs and online offerings, will help you easily acquire that needed knowledge on demand. If you're a Riders fan, you also know confidence. You know that occasionally even a small budget group can win against a bigger, better funded team. Okay, maybe not last year, but certainly in 2013. And that confidence can get you past some of the biggest apparent hurdles in front of you. That confidence, however, is also tied to a wonderful sense of humility. On my last visit to the province, I drove from Saskatoon to Regina. As I was doing so, I was struck, as I always am when I get a chance to come back to Saskatchewan. I was struck by that incredible vista, sky stretching from one horizon to the other. It reminded me, and it's something that living here you probably sense every day. It reminded me that I'm just a small part of a much bigger place. You may not think about it intellectually, but living in the land of big sky, of infinite horizons, of vast open spaces, you're constantly reminded that to have an impact, it's going to take more than you alone. Finally, you come from a culture of optimism, something that's desperately needed today. There's a wonderful story, probably apocryphal, of a reporter from the Leader Post interviewing a 90-year-old farmer from Milestone. The reporter asked him, what were the best bumper crop years he could remember? Without hesitation, the farmer said, 1966, 1976, and next year. You are part of next year country. You're optimistic about the future. You believe that you can make the world a better place. And that belief is something we desperately need. My generation is leaving you with a ton of challenges. Climate change, energy, global shortage of fresh water and food, health challenges, poor educational systems. We're looking to your generation to fix them, or at least make a dent in them. So let me stitch these themes together. The University of Regina has surely imparted in you sound knowledge in your chosen field and an ability to think critically and analytically. But you also have more subtle skills that come from being of this place. A confidence to make things better, coupled with humility about how you can do that. An innovative ability to solve problems, coupled with a collaborative spirit that solves them as a group. And an optimism that believes next year is the best year yet. So graduates, congratulations. And please, go out and make an impact on the world, or the country, or even just this province. We need you to make it a better place, and we're confident that you will. Maybe even as soon as next year.